and welcome to Toad TV. This is Dudley right here, purring away. Excuse me, this is our second video for the day, and we are going to be talking about the 10,000 Doors of January. This is our wrap-up video for our book club. We read this in January, and all right, so I am Mary Beth.
You want to start again?
No, just keep going. Keep it going.
I'm Helen.
We are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow, where we dye bags, we dye yarn and make bags, and like to read a lot. So we're putting up this video as part of our book club.
And we have, for those of you watching us for the first time, we have a zoo around us. 2 dogs, 2 cats, all of whom feel the need to be part of every video we shoot.
Cat hair.
Oh.
I may be sneezing. Okay.
So we have a book club. The book for January was 10,000 Doors of January by Alex Harrow. We loved it. This is going to be a spoiler filled video. So when we get to the point where we're gonna hit spoilers, we will put in our little screen that says spoiler alert. So if you have not read the book, and you want to read the book, then I would say please definitely go read it and then come back and watch the video, because they're definitely, the spoilers are definitely part of the experience.
Yes.
Of reading the book.
Yes. So. Okay. All right. Well, should we start with the general questions that we ask for a book in general, and then we'll go into specific things for the book. Okay. I have our book of questions.
Dudley has definite thoughts.
Dudley is being a pain in the butt. Was the story plot-based or character-driven?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of think this is true, because definite plot.
Yes.
They carried it through. However, the characters were very real.
And very important to...
Yes.
And the character development of especially January.
Right.
Very important.
And it was not just, this is a little girl.
Right.
We should probably do... Well, anybody who's watching this knows the stories. We don't have to do the synopsis of the story. Okay, so what did you think of the plot and the characters?
I thought it was fabulous. It was something I've never read before.
Right.
It was a brand new idea to me. And I read a lot of, this definitely is going to fall into fantasy as far as genres are concerned, but it is a crossover, I think.
Yes.
Definitely. You know, if you don't like wizards and elves and that kind of thing, that's not in this book. But there is a fantastical element to the book. So if you're on the fence... You know,
fantastical reality, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
It's about a girl who opens doors into other worlds.
Yeah.
So that
you do have to suspend a certain amount of belief unless you travel to different worlds.
In which case, please get in touch with us.
Right. So, yeah, but I am not as much into fantasy as, say, Mary Beth is. And I love love the book.
So did I.
And I just thought it was such a different thing. And it's one of those where you're reading it where you think, how do you come up with this?
Yes, yes. I
mean,
thought it was really...
Yeah, just how did you
great
come
new
up with
ideas.
this? Yeah.
Okay, so this actually is really kind of cool. Your favorite... Oh my God, I just had the page. Your favorite quote or passage?
Oh, okay. We're going to have to go into spoilers.
Okay.
We're going to put the screen up. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you haven't read the book, go read the book.
Stop now.
Yes, because I'm going to ruin it.
Turn back, Dorothy.
I'm going to have to wear my glasses because I can't see.
I have so many. All right. Mine is, this is just one because I have several. She stops and draws her finger through the air as if she were writing something on the sky. The mist swirls and snakes around her like a great pale cat. It draws itself into the shape like an archway or a door. She steps through it and is gone.
Okay, that
send chills.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, even now, having finished the book several weeks ago, chills.
That is my favorite. So I will go to the one that grabbed me. Where I
Okay.
knew, okay, I'm in. She and her dog were inseparable from that day forward. Really, you know me. I need nothing else. So,
Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a good girl who met a bad dog, and they became the very best of friends.
yeah.
And this is the one that grabbed me. There are doors lurking in the creases of every sentence with periods for knobs and verbs for hinges. I think the language of this book was so beautiful.
She not only had a great idea with great characters, but she has an incredible writing style. And it's not the incredible writing style of your English lit classes where you know, it's just...
It's lyrical.
Right.
And
oh, God, I couldn't have said it that well.
I wish I could have said it that well.
Like you said, where, oh my God, that just gives me chills.
Right.
And I mean, I finished this book and I said, I love this book. I am so jazzed after finishing this book. I want to find a way to live opening doors. Live my life opening doors. Not necessarily to other worlds, but just open doors.
Open doors to new experiences
Right, exactly.
and new things and that sort of thing.
So,
And we've been very bad at it so far. We have to get it going.
right.
But
And there just, to me, there were so many parallels. Well, we'll keep going with questions.
okay.
Because I'll just go off into tangents.
What made the setting unique or important? Could it have taken place anywhere?
No, I think each setting was important. You know, the austere house in Vermont, where she was the good girl.
Right.
Going to the cabin where she's learning how, she doesn't have to be the good girl anymore.
Right.
So that it's more the rustic setting to go with her leaving the prim, proper life.
Okay. And the wild farm where Aid grew up so that
Right.
you have the wildness.
And then the different worlds explain the people who come from those worlds, or Jane who wants desperately to be part of another world and learns how to become part of it. So,
I thought one part of it is since there are doors all over the world, it could take place anywhere because these doors
will take you anywhere.
are everywhere.
Okay.
So, how credible, believable was the narrator? Do you think you got the true story? I think you do. I think it's a very credible narrator.
Because you learn as she learns.
Right.
She's not, because there are where you learn it, they're telling a lie.
And she gives you the good with the bad. It's not
Yeah.
always things work out perfectly where she's the maiden or whatever.
Oh, absolutely
You know,
not.
it's-
I mean, there were plenty of times where I'm like, okay, we gotta buff January up a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
But then it all comes together in the end, so you're like, oh, okay, you needed that part, so she could have her full arc.
Well, that's the next question. How did the characters change throughout the story, and do your feelings change towards them?
Her, most definitely.
Yes.
I don't think the others changed that much. I mean, Locke changed through revelations of you learning who he was.
Right. And Julian too,
Yes.
because I definitely felt differently towards him at the end than I did at the beginning.
I still think they were terrible parents, but that's beside that.
I think there were selfish parents who
Right.
just,
Yeah.
had no idea. But I'm not sure how much Locke played into that too, because I'm not sure how much his mind melding played into it.
Yeah.
I kind of think he had a hold over January.
A little bit. I think,
I think every time she did what she wanted to, it was her rebelling a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think he had a meld over her mind for a bit. And I think he did to a certain extent over Julian too. My feelings did change and I think that's good because as the characters grow, your feelings change towards them.
Yeah.
So that I thought Locke was very kindly to begin with until you found out who he was and what he actually was doing. Well, actually, there were hints of that before, so I didn't feel as kindly towards him.
Because I never really bought that he was, I know this is a question we have for later, but that he was given the presents, because I just didn't think that he had that feeling.
Oh, no, I didn't really think that. It was more the way he treated her at the beginning, when she was very young and taking care of her.
Yeah.
So, okay, which was your favorite character and why?
I think in the end it was January.
Was it?
Just because of that, the final quote with her doing that.
Right.
And coming back and getting...
that part I loved.
But, I mean, I had to get through the whole book to get there.
Right.
Throughout the book, Jane was probably one of my
Jane
favorite
is
characters.
awesome. She is just really awesome.
I mean, she's just the powerful Amazon that we all imagine ourselves to be.
Oh my God, I love Jane. I really love Jane because she's strong and she doesn't let people push her around.
Yeah.
And even though it's late 19th century and she's a woman from a different country.
She's a woman of color.
She's still, there are certain things that she has to follow, but she, for instance, when Locke makes her leave, she still is taking care of January.
Yeah.
She can't do it right next to her, but she is making sure that when January is free, she is there to get her.
Yeah.
So that, I really like Jane. All right, what did you feel? How did you feel about the ending?
I thought it was perfect.
So did I.
Absolutely perfect. It closed the chapter of the book, but left you open, but not hanging for more.
Right.
I mean, and wanting more.
Yeah. And you know that Samuel will come around.
Yeah.
And remember, and
yeah,
she will be waiting. Okay, if Bad over here is going to behave himself, we're going to go into specific questions that we had about the book. I don't think he is. He's working himself up into a snit. Okay. Do you have some
questions? No, I just have notes that I took.
Okay. So do you want to start going through your notes? And we'll see if it ties in with the questions that I have.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, well, I have, if something has happened to Bad, this book is going in the freezer. And why didn't she write down that Bad was okay and he came to get her from the room?
I don't know.
Because she wrote herself out of the room. Why didn't she write that Bad was okay?
I don't know whether she just didn't think of it and it was panicking. This is when she has tried to escape and Locke has locked her in the room. Well, Havermeyer's man has locked her in the room and she can hear him kicking Bad on the other side of the door.
Oh my God.
That was awful.
Physically sick to my stomach. So that I was very mad there. Then I'd have, Havermeyer's a vampire. Well, that's interesting.
I thought that was very, very interesting, especially the way she wrote the vampire. It wasn't that he was draining your blood. It was he was draining your essence just by touching you. Yeah. And I thought, I mean, even
that was
worse,
scarier than the real vampires.
I mean, that was
traditional vampire.
That was really, really spooky. And he was such an evil, evil man.
Yeah. So all in that day where I found out Havermeyer I wrote down, are Aid and Yule, January's parents. Havermeyer told January Bad is dead. Bad better not be dead. And then I have aha moment in the shower. Yule Ian Scholar. January's last name is Scholar. So his name is Yule Ian, Scholar. And January's last name is Scaller.
Right.
I'm like, okay, Julian is her father.
Well, that was one of the questions. When did you figure out that Yule Ian was Julian and January's father?
Yeah.
And I mean, I did not figure it out until Aid came into his world and said, hello, Julian.
Okay.
And then I'm like, oh, Yule Ian is Julian. And then I started thinking that they were ancestors because for some reason I had it, they were mid-19th century and I had her like more present day. So that I thought Aid and Julian might be like great-grandparents or something like that.
Okay.
But then it started making more sense that when Aid had the baby, before they even said January, I'm like, oh, I'll bet she's theirs.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Okay, Bad is back. I was just a couple of pages ahead of the book. January is Yule and Aid's daughter, and she knows it. Then I have Who is Jane, and is Julian trying to find Aid? Havemeyer down 3 fingertips with a happy face. Oh, here's another quote that I just loved. This was Jane, and she was talking about the leopard women, and she said, the shape of the leopard women as they leapt into battle was the shape of power written on the world. I didn't want to be safe. I wanted to be dangerous, to find my own power and write it on the world.
I have the last half of that as one
Okay.
of mine. I loved that.
I just love Jane.
I thought Jane, coming from the circumstances that she did, and deciding that this is what she wants to do, and I'm going to make it happen.
Well, she was the antithesis of January.
Yeah.
Because they came from similar circumstances, because January was essentially an orphan.
Right.
And January was just, I can't. It's too hard. And Jane's like, I want this.
That's why I think Locke played into it. I really
Yeah.
do. I think he was, controlling her to a
Yeah.
certain extent, keeping her pliant. Yeah. Okay.
I have a whole thing about, it's time to talk about January. She's very selfish. This was when they were in the world in Maine.
Okay.
Arcadia? Yeah, when they were in Arcadia, and everything went to hell. And it was all her fault. Because she could not make a decision, get a backbone, whatever.
So do you think that's where she started getting to the point where it's okay, I have to do something?
I think so, and I think
this
also...
because she realized that everything was happening because of her also,
And then she did the typical thing that everybody does. Oh, I have to go off by myself. I can't, take you with me because I'll just get you hurt. Which is just, that bothered me because it was just such a tried and so trite a trope.
Yeah.
But I got over it quickly because it all worked out.
I was going to say.
So that it was, but at that point it was, okay, my decisions or non-decisions are hurting the people that I love, and I have to
do something.
figure it out.
Right.
And she has a goal. She's finding her father.
Right. And she's okay with, I can't do this, but now that I want to go find my father, everybody has to do this with me right now.
I'm sorry, Jane, I can't help you. I can't figure it out. It's too hard, but you have to come help me find my father.
Right. And Jane, who was her guardian, literally, was there to guard her.
Yeah.
Said, okay.
Yeah.
And Samuel was just Samuel, and
Samuel was...
go with her.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a question. When did you guess that Locke wasn't the one sending her the gifts in the box? And I didn't think it was him because there's something off about him. I thought her father might have left them while he was at home, but never thought that he had something that would transport objects back. And
No, I never thought it was Locke. I thought it was the manservant for a while.
Okay.
I thought that he was feeling kindly and felt sorry for her and was leaving her little things. Because he was always kind of hanging in the background, so that I kind of thought, instead of being creepy hanging in the background, he was kind of looking out for her.
Okay.
Which turned out to be not the case at all.
And I knew that Locke didn't want her to have the book,
Yeah.
especially after she started reading it.
Yeah.
So that by then it was like, yeah, no, it's definitely not him.
And I never got the warm and fuzzies on him at all. So I knew that I didn't think he was going to be as bad as he was, but I didn't think he was going to be good.
I kind of thought to begin with, I thought he was beneficent. That's not the right word. Anyway, he was...
Daddy Warbucks?
but not even so much, because that would entail caring.
Okay.
It was more, I want Julian to do this for me. So in order to do that, somebody has to take care of this child.
I kind of figured he
So-
knew that there was something about her, and she was a collection piece because he
I thought that
collected things,
as
and
the time went on, yeah.
she was just a piece of his museum.
Because what I thought at first was he wanted Julian to do what he did. So he said, all right, fine, I'll take care of the kid.
Right,
I have
okay.
nannies, I'll take care of them. And then I thought, okay, so now it's becoming, I want Julian to do this and he might not want to. So I have his child. So I'm going to make him continue doing it.
Okay.
And she was almost a hostage type of thing.
Right.
And then I started thinking, oh, he knows she can do things. He's not sure what, but he knows she can do things. And he wants to know what it is, so he wants her in his possession.
And he wants it all to himself. He does
Right.
not want it for the society. He
Right.
wants it for himself.
And yeah, no, he's kind of a frightening man. All right. Did you think that Locke was the man who bought the land from Ade's family way back?
Yes.
I thought he was the same type of person. The hypnotic eyes made me guess that he was from somewhere else. But I had a longer time in my head between 8 and January. So as I said, I didn't think he could be
Yeah.
the same person. However, I think he probably could have been, even if it was like centuries
Right.
in between them, because he just kept living.
Yeah. And I figured it was he, but with the way he collected things, I couldn't figure out why they were closing the doors. Because I figured they wanted stuff from the other worlds, and I couldn't figure out, because I knew whoever bought the land wanted the door destroyed. They bought the land to destroy the door. So I wasn't making the leap until the very end as to why they were destroying the doors.
Okay. I didn't make the connection that he was trying to destroy the door. I kind of thought the door destroyed itself
Oh, okay.
because it didn't want him to come through.
Okay.
So I kind of thought that the doors were more sentient beings, almost, that they destroyed
Okay.
themselves
Yeah.
and moved somewhere else. Okay. Did you guess that he was the founder that people were talking about?
No clue whatsoever.
Had no clue. Had no idea. All right. Locke getting lost in the darkness in between the doors. What did you think about that?
I did think it was a convenient way to get rid of him. And I thought, well, that's too easy. And he really deserved more. And then somebody on our Facebook group said that she doesn't think he's gone. She thinks he's going to find his way back. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that makes more sense.
That does make sense. I thought it was a convenient way to
Right,
get rid of him.
It's okay, what do I do with him? We'll just get him lost in the darkness because
Right.
she can't kill him. But it does make more sense that now he's just kind of floating out there so that if she wants to bring him back, she can.
Yeah.
Not
The author.
The author.
Not
yeah.
January. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Yes, I wrote down, I just said, when I was writing my final bits about the book, there's so many parallels to present day. Men in power closing doors so no one can challenge their power. And the closing the doors so different people can't come in.
Wow.
Was a parallel.
I did not make that. I did not do that, but that's
And I'm just
really.
I was just like,
Okay.
okay, we have to kill Locke.
Maybe lock him in the darkness.
Or keep him in the darkness or whatever. But I found it very interesting that the power were the women. I mean, the really powerful world, the women were in power.
Right.
In Jane's world, with the leopard women, and January came into her own and she took her power, and it was always men who were trying
To stop it.
to stop it and to stop her. And it's like, I have to close all the doors because somebody with my powers might come in and surpass me. The reason I left there was because there was always going to be somebody who would come after me.
Right.
So
Okay, so let us know in the comments if you haven't already left them in our Facebook page. Let us know what you thought, because everybody we have conversed with has loved this book.
Yeah.
And it's a good one. So if you haven't, well, hopefully if you haven't read it, you haven't come this far, because you should not know all the things we talked about.
right.
And I just want to make a quick note. Our book for February book club is the Bromance Book Club by Lissa K. Adams. I I'm about 75% of the way through it, and I've only been reading it for about 3 days. So fast, easy romance. It's fun. However, I am putting this out there here as well. If bad language or sexual situations is something that you do not like to read about, do not read this book. It's not your type. However, we are doing The Nightingale. I'm pretty sure The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna is up for next month, and that's going to be slightly longer, more of a slog through. And I don't mean in a bad way. I'm just saying the Bromance Book Club is frothy and light and fun. But The Nightingale's going to be a little bit more difficult, so get started on that.
Yeah.
And we will be putting generic questions up on Facebook. Also, we did start a blog about it on the Crafty Toads blog, which you can find at toadhollowNJ.com. Just look on the side panel, and
We'll put it down below so that you can link right to it, because some people said that they don't have Facebook but they want to join in the book discussions. So we'll run the discussions both in the Facebook group and on our blog.
so there is that. Okay. All right. I think that is it. The clock behind us is telling us that it is 1 o'clock and I'm starving. So we have to go eat. We will see you on Thursday for a live update for our shop and also for our regularly scheduled podcast, which is all our crafty stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next month for the Bromance Book Club.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.